Hi everyone, this is 270EHA19 here. Well, as you are reading the title of the video, we're going to try to jump into that subject as soon as possible. But I just want to leave you with a little thought as to what life was when you owned a nice flagship phone in the decade of the 2010s. Well, what you see in front of you right now is a Samsung Galaxy S3 cell phone. And this phone at the time when it came out in 2012 had a good amount of features that the phone that I will show you afterwards sort of has, but lacks a few. Anyway, let's turn her off over here so that we can go through the phone. And just look at that LED. Ooh, you don't see that on today's cell phones, do you? Nope. Well, I know someone up in the Norton Hills that was a big fan of Samsung Galaxy phones. And this person had this exact phone, actually. Now, touring through the phone, some of the highlighted features that you see right over here is a headphone jack. And there's a little slit right over here that you can stick your fingernail or whatever other object you can stick in between. And you could just lift up the back cover. So what do you see right over here is a removable battery. So let's try to remove that. And then if we look just a little bit further, well, what do we see right over here? A removable SD card. Indeed. Well, the decade of the 2010s, this was what life was all about, which was really nice. And a phone just like this offered a lot of convenient features. Now, of course, in the middle of the decade of the 2010s, of course, phones started changing with non-removable batteries, no SD card slot, no headphone jack, which is why we have a phone such as the Google Pixel 6. And you guys already saw this phone on my past video, so I'm not going to go through it, but I just wanted to at least showcase the phone, how it looks. And, well, the Google Pixel 6 versus the Samsung Galaxy S20, the Google Pixel 6 versus the Samsung Galaxy S3. I keep saying S23 because that's the phone I'm recording off of right now, so pardon my little confusion there. So the Google Pixel 6 versus the Samsung Galaxy S3. There's a big difference among both phones, as you can see. Well, screen-wise, oh yes, Google Pixel 6 is the winner. But when it comes to convenience, like what I mentioned before I took out the Google Pixel 6, well, guess what? The Google Pixel 6 doesn't have that. With that said, we are going to get these two devices out of the way. And now let's get on to the subject of the video. Shall we? Sure. Well, so here we go. Here we have it. This is there we go. See if we get that on the screen there. The Fairphone 5. Yes. A really nice phone, which comes close to the Samsung Galaxy S3. This phone, you will see the conveniences shortly once I take it out of the package. Now, if we look in the back, well, in the back, they state that they don't include a USB cable that would come with the phone because the owner would assume to have one at home and they don't want to be making some more waste. So this is why you see the box as it is. However, for the price that I paid for this on Amazon, they could have at least included a cable. And for something that costs, I'd say a little over $800, which is almost as close to $1,000, you kind of wonder, shouldn't they have already included a cable or something, or add something to a bundle? But that's not the case right over here. So this is what you see in the box. The box isn't nothing exciting. I had to cover up the IMEI number that you see with the sticky there. But this is how the box comes. Really simple, really minimalistic. And let's get in the box, shall we? Oh man. Just get this out of the way. Change is in your hands. And there's nothing in the back. Now, I did open this previously because I wanted to see how the phone looks like. And let me tell you, this phone does have a good amount of heft to it. Now, I just wanted to mention two things before I forget. Is that according to the website, they're going to be offering 5 years of OS updates and 10 years of security updates. This is what the website says. Now, there are other YouTubers that looked into this phone, and they say that they offer up to 8 years of security updates. So I don't know. It's rather kind of weird, or maybe it could be depending on what country that you are going to use the phone on. Who knows? That will vary the amount of years of security updates. Now, if we go according to the website, the Fairphone website, that they say that they offer 10 years of security updates, most likely this phone can be usable all the way up until the year 2033. Now, according to most YouTubers, they say that they offer 8 years of security updates. So if that's the case, this phone could go all the way up until the year 2031. So either 2031 or 2033 when it comes to the security updates. Now, let's continue on forward. As we open the box, this is what we have over here. Designed for you, made fair. And these are the icons, so you can pause the video if you'd like. I'm just holding that there so you can read it. And this is the phone itself. So we're gonna set this up aside here. However, we're gonna go and we're gonna lift up this white plastic, this white recyclable holder right over here. And then the phone itself offers the manual, and then they offer other things. They offer the health and safety. However, they do say that the same box that I'm holding right over here, you can actually use it for an old cell phone. And I do have a candidate for that, but that's going to be after this video. I have an old Samsung Galaxy phone that I'm going to stick right over here. And hopefully I could be able to send that to recycle, so that's not bad. With that said, we're going to set this aside. And as you can see, there's nothing else in the box. So if I go further, there's nothing in here. This is so simple and so minimalistic. It's just quite interesting that they don't offer anything else. Now, if you look at the cell phones in the prior decade, oh my God, such as the Motorola X Generation 3, that thing used to have a big box. But this box right over here, very simple, very minimalistic. So we're gonna get this out of the way. Right. So we're gonna take a look at the phone itself. And this phone, we're gonna wrap it out of the package. Nice. Get this package out of the way. And this is how the phone looks like. Wow. Very nice. All right. Let's take a tour around the phone and see what we can find, shall we? Well, first off, here is how it looks in the back with the transparent cover that reveals the battery and all other goodies that we're gonna dive into later on in the video. Well, so here we go. This is the top of the phone, and as you can see towards the right, we got a microphone. Towards the right, we have the volume rocker and the power button slash fingerprint reader or scanner. And then towards the bottom, we have a microphone towards the left, USB-C port, and the speaker on the very right. And as you can see, those little slots there, those are the little antenna slots there. And we see that pretty much throughout the phone. Now, if we look towards the left, we see that there's only one microphone. And that's basically about it. Now, from what we're looking at this phone right now, it looks like there's 3 microphones. Does anybody know which of these holes can be a little reset button? That's what I'm guessing, because with 3 microphones, my goodness, this phone has a lot of mics. With that said, let's explore the back of the phone, shall we? A few things I want to mention before I open up the back of the phone, just so you guys would know a few things offhand. Parts. Because if you think about it, the Fairphone 5, the bread and butter of this phone is from how modular and how easily the replaceable parts are. Now, of course, in this video, I am not going to take this phone apart. If you go on YouTube and you search for Fairphone 5, there are a plethora of videos up on YouTube on how YouTubers will take this phone apart. In this case, I'm not doing that to mine. So just to let you guys know. All right, replaceable parts on this phone. And before all, let's just say that from what you saw on the phone, this phone doesn't have a headphone jack. So for Fairphone, it seems that the headphone jack is not in the category of replaceable parts on this phone. Other than that, you can actually replace the battery, the USB-C, the front and rear cameras. As you can see, this is the front camera module that you can see right over here, and the rear cameras right there. For the display, so if something goes wrong with your display, you can actually find this in the Fairphone website, and you can buy it and just replace it on the phone, which is really nice. That's something unheard of in cell phones. And the 2 last things, the motherboard and daughter board. So as you can see right over here, motherboard up here and daughter board down over here are replaceable parts on the phone. With that said, now let's dive on in and let's dig into the back of this phone, which is the bread and butter of this phone, like I mentioned. So I am gonna go like this and just remove the transparent plastic cover on this phone. And as you can see, it reveals the battery and the camera module. Now, as you can see, this is how it makes it so easy in order to replace the parts on this phone. Just look at the exposed screws. You don't see that with the Google Pixel 6, or in my case, the phone that I'm recording with, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus, or the Samsung Galaxy S23 that came out. You don't see that. Look at the bottom board as well. It's the same thing, which is really nice. The nice feature of this, you can remove the battery, and you could easily just go onto the Fairphone website, get yourself another battery, and you could treat this phone as if you are living in the decade of the 2010s. Now, this phone does have a dual SIM feature, and as you can see, this has the SIM feature for the physical SIM card there, and it also has an eSIM as well. Also, right over here, this little slot right over here is for the SD card. Now, here in the United States, when you would use the Fairphone, it would actually work off of the GSM networks such as T-Mobile, Mint Mobile, AT&T, etc. Now, I'm gonna put this transparent cover back on again because we don't need to do anything else in here. Let me just make sure, because this cover, as you can see, is a little bit challenging to put on the phone. So you really have to kind of force it in there. Force that sucker in there, man. Let me see, what else? Don't worry, that's just me putting on the cover. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that kind of makes it a little bit challenging. But hey, it's better than having a phone that you have to deal with the non-removable battery and everything that goes beyond that. This makes it so easy. All right. Just want to talk about a few more things before we proceed on forward. Storage. This phone only comes in one storage variant, which the storage is at 256 gigabytes of storage. Memory is 8 gigs of RAM. For the SD card slot, you can actually put up to a 2 terabyte SD card onto this phone. You cannot do that with any other average cell phones nowadays, which is awesome. Wow. That's a big wow for me. And if you're looking for a phone that you want to put up to a 2 terabyte micro SD card, then this is the phone for you. All right. Performance. Now, this is something that I haven't tried yet, but I'm just going based off according to other YouTubers, okay? From the videos I've watched, some of them would say that this phone has a mediocre camera. And for the battery itself is an average battery. Now, I haven't tested this out myself, so I can't say for myself that this is the fact. I'll have to probably make up another video that I'll have to really talk about just the test of those two items that I had mentioned on this phone. With that said, I already did set up this phone, so I'm going to turn it on and show you guys how it looks while it's operating on Android 13, because that's the OS that this phone has. It has Android 13, and most likely by the time this phone lives up to the year either 2031 or 2033, this phone will be running on Android 18, or who knows, maybe other websites. But according to what the website said, 5 years of OS updates, yeah, this will be getting up to Android 18. With that said, let's turn her on and let's see what we get. Now, when it comes to software updates, I did turn this thing on earlier and it did do a software update. So hopefully this is going to bring us straight right onto the operating system itself as it looks. Now, for using Android 13, this phone seems to use the Material U just like the Google Pixel 6, which is quite interesting. Quite interesting as it is. This phone does have the fingerprint reader scanner, power button there, or I could use face unlock. So I'm going to try to unlock this with the face unlock and see how it performs right over here. So let's see. Let's see, will it unlock? Come on, unlock. Hold on one second, guys. Let me just add in the starter password here real quick, and hopefully it'll let us unlock the phone. All right, so that's how it looks like. Let's do the face unlock and see how it unlocks. See that? Ooh, this thing is quick. Let's try that again. Very nice. Now, let's do the fingerprint reader here real quick. 1, 2, 3. I would say it's not the fastest, but it isn't slow either. So far, I think to me it's, it's very satisfactory. Very satisfactory. This phone still has to go through a lot of setup. I still have to set up the emails and all other properties that this phone will need in order to be the Wi-Fi phone that I would expect out of this phone. Now, as of this video, I'm going to end it here. Just to let you guys know, if you haven't yet, please hit that like, hit that bell, and also subscribe for more future videos. This is 270 EHA19 simply saying thank you for watching.